What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for another comic book review. And in today's review, I'm going to be talking about Jessica Jones Blind Spot issue number 1. This is going to be, I'm guessing it's going to be a mini-series. I think it's 6 issues. And this book is being written by Kelly Thompson, Mattia de Iluis, I butchered that, is the artist. VC's Corey Petit is the letterer, and Valerio Giangiordano and Marcio Menez is on the cover. There's a variant cover done by Martin Simmons as well, and I'll go ahead and show you those names right there on that title page, and you can see some of the art there in the book right there. That's not the first page. This is just the, that's the second page after the title page here. Hey, and they only got one one-page title page. Hey, you know how much I appreciate that, guys. If you follow my videos and watch enough of them, you know how much I appreciate only one page for the title page. So anyway, obviously this book is about Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones. Now, what we do is we open up here in this scene where it looks like she is being kidnapped and held captive, and pay particular attention to the time right there. It's at a time unknown, at a location unknown, and she's there bound, and she is in a Ms. Marvel outfit, and she's sitting there having some so witty banter with her captors here. Just kind of some little stuff going on here. I don't know. She's sitting there talking tough, and they're talking back to her. And then we open up to a time and a location where we do know, where I just showed you there on the title page. We know exactly what time it is. We know exactly what the location is. And she's there with her daughter and her husband, Luke Cage, going for a nice walk through Hell's Kitchen Park at 11:41 a.m. And of course, what else do you talk about at 11:41 a.m. while you're strolling through the park with your man and your baby? But grocery shopping, and what your plans are for the evening. And so that's what they do. And of course, Luke Cage, being the man that he is there having his conversation. He's distracted by some little boys who are there playing basketball. And you know what? They're not very good at playing basketball. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but he's got to go teach them a lesson, because this is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. He says, what happened to good fundamentals in this country? What happened to good fundamentals in this country, Luke Cage? Please tell me. So he goes off and goes to teach these kids and coach these kids up on some basketball, and Jessica ends up having to leave the baby with him, because she's got to go to work. She's heading to the office, and she's going to stop by the grocery store on the way home, and she's going to make sure that she gets the right cereal for the baby. Otherwise, the baby's going to be upset if she just doesn't get her right cereal. And her birthday party's coming up as well. So she goes to her office, and of course, she arrives at her office, and we know exactly where she's at. We know exactly what time it happened at. These things are important, because at the very beginning, it was at a time and a location that was unknown. So this is important stuff for here. So she shows up to her office there, Alias Investigations, and she walks in and finds a dead body. So she goes up, checks the pulse, and in walks the cops, telling her, freeze! Stick 'em high. And of course, naturally, what do you do anytime, you're in a situation like that, and, the cops tell you to freeze, and they got a gun to your back, and they tell you to drop your phone? What do? You sit there and you get smart with them before you drop it anyway, So she ends up getting taken into custody, and she's there being questioned by, some just cops, but she's sitting there, she's got her keen eye, and she's sitting there breaking it all down, each and every little thing, their mustache, their little neck tattoos, everything. She knows it all, man. She's a great investigator, Jessica Jones is. Don't question her, she is. So they're sitting there talking to her, asking her all these different kinds of questions. They're obviously holding her for a little bit longer than she needs to be. She's like, hey, can I have my phone call? And, naturally, they're being good cop, or bad cop, or would that be good cop, good cop? I don't know. I guess it really depends on who you ask. So she's sitting there and they're questioning her about this murder, about this dead body that was found in her office, and she's saying I don't even know who it is. I don't even know who it was. I didn't even see the body. I just checked the pulse and knew that they were dead. And so they go ahead and they slip her the file case and they show her a picture. And she's like, and of course, Ashley's like, aha, you do know who it is. You murdered this person, didn't you? Oh, can I say that they said, you murdered this bitch, huh? I should be able to, because the cover right there, it says parental advisory. It says parental advisory. I should be able to cuss in this comic book review if I want to. So anyway, she recognizes who the girl was who had been murdered, and it ends up being a former client of hers that had come to her a while back, who she wasn't able to resolve their case. And it was a case of, a girl thought she was her boyfriend was cheating on her and just wanted proof of it. All that kinds of stuff that you probably could go watch Neve on on MTV for. Is Neve still around? Is Neve, they still do? Oh, I guess there wasn't catfishing, were they? It was one of those, maybe it was To Catch a Predator or something. You know what I'm talking about. They'll get smart. So anyway, we see she's there, and then lo and behold, as she's there being questioned by all these policemen, her lawyer shows up. And who's her lawyer? You know gosh dang well who her lawyer is. Best dang lawyer in Hell's Kitchen. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Daredevil ends up, Matt Murdock. It wasn't Daredevil. You know what I'm saying. Shows up to break her out of jail here. He didn't really break her out, but he pretty much went in there and told him, hey guys, let my client go. Are you gonna charge her with something or what? What's going on here? Come on. Don't make me file charges against you. We got a case here. So they let her go. And he ended up getting there because she was like, hey, how'd you get here? And he's like, well, you didn't show up to home for a while, and you had dinner plans with your husband, and he ended up calling me, so I did a local search, and, well, I knew this is exactly where you were. Hey, you're all over the news, by the way. So instead of going home, she decides to return to her office, right? So she returns to her office where the dead body was. She shows up there to her office and starts to kind of investigate, her own office that is, just sitting there. It's completely been dusted for fingerprints. It's everywhere, and it's so toxic in there. It could kill somebody. It could kill somebody from those fumes that they were dusting with. So she's sitting there and just kind of investigating through her office, trying to poke through and find out some things, even about this previous case of this client that she felt bad that she wasn't able to resolve their case, and it ends up that she was the one that was killed and murdered and found dead at her office. And there's a little bit more that goes into this book. I don't want to give it all away. Altogether, I've got to say, guys, I've never really read Jessica Jones before. I got to tell you that that Netflix series, of all those Marvel Netflix shows that were on Netflix before, if they're still there, they might be. Jessica Jones, I only watched the first season, but it was my favorite out of all those series they did, like the Daredevil, the Luke Cage, the Jessica Jones, the Iron Fist, the Defenders. Jessica Jones was my favorite of them, and I've got to tell you, this book, I don't know, it was a decent first book, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here or anything. I mean, obviously we know what happens at the end of the book doesn't really matter because what we see at the beginning of the book. So, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of curious. It's piqued my curiosity, and we'll see. It's only a 6-issue miniseries, so hey, maybe we'll go ahead and stick this one out and see how it is. But let me know down in the comments below. Have you read Jessica Jones, Blind Spot? If so, what are your thoughts? And can you fill me in on exactly why this has a parental advisory? It says, parental advisory, not for kids. I didn't know comic books were for kids. I guess some of them are. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments below. But that's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Second Street Marvel. If you haven't already, you know what to do. Just do all that stuff. Make sure you give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. Hey, that's the most important part, aside from making sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Happy reading, and we'll see you in the next video.